Whoa, 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 whoa. ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って。What's up everybody, it's Asagi. Welcome back to my channel. As many of you guys requested, this time I'm going to react to What My Trip to Japan Was Like by Jaiden Animations. This is my first time watching her work, Jaiden Animation, so I'm stoked to watch it. Was her trip exciting or nightmare? I'll find out. Let's get started.
October, I went on the first vacation I've been on with my family in years. My dad works super hard all the time, so normally it would be either my brother, mom, and me, or just me and my mom, and even those vacations became pretty sparse. It's been over 10 years since we've all had a family vacation, and all of a sudden we have a week to be squished together in a foreign country. So how'd this one go? Day one. We arrived at the Tokyo airport after a nice and easy 11-hour flight. We got off the plane like, wow, I can't believe we finally made it. We've been planning and looking forward to this trip for almost a year, and it's finally happened.
Sorry, I stopped right there. It's kind of random, but I just remembered something about these animation differences. In Japan, people don't really care about lip sync, so anime characters in Japanese animation always look like. On the other hand, in American or Western animation, they seem to care more about lip sync, so their faces are more expressive, like. So I can definitely see that she is influenced from Western animation style.
Happening. How do we get out of here? We walked around the airport for 2 hours trying to figure out what we had to do, which train we had to get. We lost Dad for like half an hour in the sea of Asians. I'd already expected the worst and thought he was dead. But no worries, turns out he wasn't taken out by the Japanese mafia. My mom had to get train tickets and he...
So she refers to, I guess, Yakuza. But if I look closer, the one in right, he looks like Yakuza. The other one, like, sir?
Mafia. My mom had to get train tickets and he had to take care of the luggage, so we split up and planned to meet at a ticket counter. But little did we know there were two of them on opposite ends of the floor, and as the stereotype goes, they looked exactly the same. So my parents were just grumbling and waiting for each other to show up at the opposite ticket stand with no method of communication because we didn't have Wi-Fi yet. After figuring that out and getting to the Tokyo station,
free
we had to use the subway
at the
to get to our hotel. None of us grew up in the city, and using the subway was new to us, so we had to look at the train station map to see what to do. And is this the Windows 98 pipe screensaver? What is this? Props to people who use the Metro daily or even just know how to figure that stuff out, because that's like a whole Bill Gates secret code, and the consequence of making a mistake is paying to be plopped in an area you never wanted to be at in the first place. We didn't even know how to start reading the map, so my dad resorted to the only logical
Okay. These subway maps are insane. I get that. I totally get that. Even for Japanese people, this is so intimidating. So people nowadays always use transit planning apps. You can see how to get to your destination with trains you use and time and platform. You can see everything there, so you don't really get lost. But when I started to use trains, when I was back in high school, these kind of apps didn't exist. I always had to search on PC before I leave the house, or just had to ask station staffs. So basically that was a nightmare.
So my dad resorted to the only logical option. Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Konnichiwa. Please, help us.
Please.
A good 90% of the time
Whoa. ちょっと待って. I'm pretty sure she was just joking for this animation, because not so many people should say that to foreign people who are visiting. But I do think it's kind of true that many people here cannot really help you. First off, people in the station, they are most likely very busy, so they don't have much time to explain how to get to your destination. And second, people here don't really speak English. So if you don't speak Japanese, people get really confused. So in this case where you don't have Wi-Fi, I just recommend you to get down to the ticket window and ask their staff, because in this kind of places like Tokyo, I'm sure they have someone who speaks English, or they can at least tell you how to get to your destination.
Good 90% of the time we were lost and not knowing where to go. So my dad would keep walking up to random Japanese people and trying to communicate with them in English, even though we were in a country that doesn't speak English. And when they obviously wouldn't understand, he would just try to say it all again, but slower.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was gonna make a difference. But we found a guy named Paul who helped us out. Thank you, Paul. Konnichiwa. Japan is super different from the States. I didn't really know what to expect, but my mom and I were super hyped after experiencing and learning about the culture.
Okay,
Dad and
good.
Jax, not so much. But they like the food. So here's
At
what
least
happened.
foods
First
are
morning,
really good
woke up
here.
early to do a Tokyo bus tour. This time, after our best friend Paul taught us the ropes, we were experts at navigating the subway. We got on the wrong train. We stopped at a cafe for breakfast, and it was at that point where I realized I wasn't going to be able to use the image translation app I downloaded to try and make communication easier while we were there. It would have been super awesome to just hover the camera over the Japanese symbols and have the phone immediately be like, hey,
That'd be
this is
awesome.
what this says,
Yeah.
but it wasn't working the way I thought it would. I don't speak Japanese,
True.
but I'm pretty sure they weren't selling a surprised egg topped with the first time in fabric.
Oh,
His wife. I don't
English.
think that's who married an egg and why is she so surprised? The tour was fun. We went to a forest with some shrines, saw some sumo wrestlers, went up
Nice.
the Tokyo Tower.
Nice.
Pretty cool Asian stuff. Second day, we walked on Japan's big famous crosswalk that looks like the B-movie's traffic system. Pressed F for the dog that waited 9 years for his dead owner to
Shibuya.
return from the train station. I love you, Hachiko. Went to a hedgehog cafe. Got on the wrong train. Mega Donuki! Spent way too much money at the Pokemon Center. Won
Good
nothing
for
at a big
you.
arcade. And then collapsed into bed. I should probably slow things down a bit so you can really take in. Day whatever! Wrong train! Rice triangles! Tiny banana snack! My brother said it tasted weird. Walking tour. Oh god, my legs hurt. More noodles. Went to sleep. We had another bus tour around Kyoto, and one of the stops was
they
this
went to
1,000
Kyoto
golden
even.
statues temple that was really cool, and we learned about a bunch of gods, one of which I, a Pokemon master, already recognized since it was the inspiration behind Thundurus.
what? What the?
Another one of the stops on the bus tour was this temple called Kiyomizu-dera. And there's a whole backstory to this place where some people would do this thing called taking the plunge, which was seen as a bold and desperate, extreme wish-making act. So
Okay,
it's simple. What
okay.
you do is jump off the 43-foot temple balcony and not die. That's literally it. I'm not joking. In the Edo period, people believed that if they put their lives in the hands of Kanon, the god of mercy, you'd be granted a wish, given you don't die, because he doesn't give wishes to corpses. During that time, 200 people jumped, and 85% of them survived, which I'd say is actually a pretty good ratio. One woman apparently even jumped twice. Hey, my wish didn't come true. Well, I guess I jump again. Well, they don't let you do
Don't
that
do
anymore,
that.
Which
Don't
I think
do
is
that.
fair, I guess. Anyway, that wasn't even where I was going with that place. There's this little shrine area at the foot of the temple
Didn't
with
know
3
that.
waterfalls, each representing either longer life, wisdom, or love. And if you drink from one of them, it's believed that you'd be granted that particular category in life. But you only get 1 drink. Thirsty hoe. So I go up there with my long cup on a stick.
Why not?
And
Why
was
not?
watching what everyone
Get
else was
all of
doing. They would
the
get
water.
the water in the cup, wash one hand at a time, then pour some water into one hand to drink from, and let the rest drip into the pool below. Anyway, cutting to the chase. Basically, you're in the presence of some pretty intense wisdom right now. Also, there wasn't any place to dry your hands afterwards, so I got wisdom water all over my pants. After that, we saw the 1,000
Good.
red gates. You're allowed to walk under them, but apparently it takes like 3 hours to get through
Inari
them all, and we didn't have that time,
Jinja.
so we walked under like 10 and called it a day. After waking up with some French toast that was lightly dusted with a pound of sugar, my mom and I went to the Studio Ghibli Museum. I can't express how incredible that place was.
I think Studio Ghibli Museum is in Tokyo. Okay. I just quickly searched. So there is Studio Ghibli Museum in Tokyo. But there is another one that is in Osaka. Osaka is the prefecture next to Kyoto, so I assume they went there. Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry, I don't really know about western side of Japan because I grew up in the east side of Japan, so I'm not really adding new insights to it. I apologize.
I can't express how incredible that place was. I would recommend it to anyone who has an appreciation for Ghibli, or animation, or art, or anything. I'd show you how mesmerizing it is in there, but there's no filming or photos allowed inside, so
it's strict
no
in
spoilers
Japan.
here. I'm a child of the law. But I did snag this picture of the kids' play area because I thought it was adorable.
Okay.
And sometimes you just gotta break the rules when it's important, okay? We went to a conveyor
Good
belt
job,
sushi
good
place,
job.
and Mom had never been to one before, so she got overwhelmed and just immediately grabbed like 5 random things. I've been to one once before, but my skills aren't anywhere near coordinated. So when I tried to put the wasabi bowl back, I ended up clogging a bunch of plates and ruining a section of the sushi harmony and just being really obnoxious, and I felt really bad. The next day we almost got on the wrong train.
Good
the
job.
wisdom juice is kicking in. We went to
Okay,
this
that
famous
worked.
Sega arcade with 8 floors.
Oh, hey Sonic.
Was immensely intimidating. You know how you go to an arcade and there's always some Asian kid who's an absolute god at a game, and there's a little crowd watching because it's so mesmerizing and we're all pathetic. This is their hive. This is the enlightenment mountain they climb for 80 years and consume nothing but...
Gachize. She knows that word. Oh, that's impressive. Gachize means like people who are super serious about something. So in that case, she refers to the people who are really into games. I see many Japanese words here and there in this animation. I'm not gonna say they are all correct, but for someone who is non-Japanese, I'm impressed how much she knows these words and using that in her animation. So yeah, kudos.
Car racing, combat games, even the children were getting spit out the womb playing like monks. Look at this guy. I don't know what game this is or the objective here, but the aura around him is screaming, "Leave here and never come back, unworthy rat." We were also introduced to this dance game I've never seen before called Dance Rush Stardom. It's like DDR,
I don't know
but with
that.
less arrows and 100%
I'm
more
more
late-night
DDO
mellow and shuffling. My brother and I
people.
tried to play it, and it felt like the whole country was like, oh god.
DDO
They
generation.
look Asian, but they're white as crackers. But we got a good kick out of it, so you know what? Don't konnichiwa yourself. Then we left and got on
Yes,
the But the
go
last night we
yourself.
went to this robot show, and let me tell you, this place was insane. So the main attractions of the place are
robot
these giant
restaurant.
flashy robots and stuff. But I gotta talk about these drinks and light bulbs they were selling. They were crazy.
Okay,
with all
okay.
The
A robot restaurant is very, very famous for foreigners, but not among Japanese people, to be honest. They had to stop their shows and performances from last year when COVID started, and because they were depending on their income from foreigners. Just last month, they had to close their business. I know a few dancers who worked this restaurant before, and they are one of the places they pay pretty well for their performers and dancers. They even had a dormitory for dancers. So this place was a savior for dancers who just started their career. I haven't been there, but it's really sad that they had to close their business.
It was like a little rave in a cup. Like, dude, who comes up with this stuff? Benjamin
Wow.
Franklin wishes he did.
Very,
I'll
very
tell you that. You got to
shiny.
choose from like 4 drink choices, but most of them were alcohol, so I got this peach juice instead. I'm legally
Wow.
allowed to drink now, but I'm not the biggest fan, and who knows how outrageous the drink would have looked.
I
if was
can
a bit-
barely hear her.
Anyway, definitely one of the most insane things I saw, for sure. Top of the list of the
It looks fun.
Nothing compares to the list. Japan was so much fun, and it's become one of my favorite memories with my family.
Cool.
But the thing is, when I started this script, I wanted to briefly mention what we did so I could talk about how much trouble I had getting back home, because that was a whole situation of classic Jaiden I thought you would enjoy. But here I am on page 4 of the script,
Okay.
and I haven't been able to tell him anything. I don't like breaking stories into different parts, but we're not animating a 20-minute video. I'd rather put my hands in the life of canon. Twice. So yeah, see you in a few weeks
Okay.
with that.
That was a
Hey,
good
thanks for
punchline.
watching. So a bunch of
Okay, that was really fun to watch, and I'm glad she enjoyed the trip to Japan, and I hope she'll come back soon. Just curious, is she a professional anime creator? She should be. It was really good quality, and I enjoyed a lot. If you enjoyed this reaction video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and check out my Instagram because I update my information often. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!